note, please.
Move me.
The goal of the groups has been to look at the Common Core standards and how to integrate them for the arts and for the rest of the school.
So one thing that I began doing with students to help them analyze and critique themselves was to begin to keep daily journals where they were writing and analyzing their daily progress. And as the assignments went on throughout the year, first few assignments I didn't get very many back because students don't relate dance to writing. As I began to give more assignments, I think measuring kind of the success of that was how many I was getting back each time, as it started to get more and more as kids realized that this was actually a part of what they were doing, and it was an important part of what they were doing as well.
Literacy in music is very complicated, and it has to be done slowly and sequentially, but it has to be done right, or it's impossible for a student to play in an ensemble. If students can't read notation and interpret the rhythms and play at precisely the right time, then every note that they play is wrong because it's the wrong time. They have to be proficient thoroughly with their instrument and cover the range, the number of octaves that it covers. The trumpet covers about 3 octaves, clarinet about the same. The French horn, on the other hand, covers 5.5 octaves. That's a difficult thing. That's a tall order. So one standard for the trumpets can't be the same standard for the French horns because it's impossible. It's impossible to do. But the reading of notation is a very complex process because the symbols have to be interpreted and then have to go to the player's body, and what do they do to make that symbol come out as music through a 30-foot pipe playing the French horn.
I don't remember if it's in the current set of Common Core standards for this or if it's in the draft. They talked a lot about needing to develop community, interact better with each other, and when you're singing in a choir or when you're playing in a band, you have to have those skills, those interpersonal skills, that you can function as a cohesive group. And as choirs improve, as bands improve, they get to, it doesn't sound like a bunch of individuals just up there doing their own thing. You get this nice, beautiful sound, and here's your group of 40, 50 musicians, and you can't tell it's any one person because they're all blending their abilities together, and the stronger ones are helping the weaker ones develop, and the weaker ones are helping the stronger ones relearn and better understand some of the stuff they take for granted because they have to explain it and demonstrate it.
One thing I learned is that a lot of kids don't write very well. And what was funny about it is a lot of kids, I think, as a dance teacher, didn't expect me to check their work. They didn't realize that I was Googling what they had written and finding complete plagiarized paragraphs in their work. I think what was really rewarding for me and helpful for them was that I held them accountable to that. So a lot of kids had to redo their work and to step up their game and understand that there were high expectations for them everywhere around the board, not just in their English class, but also in my class.
So the thing that's been meaningful, useful for me out of all this is being able to collaborate with other people within the arts department, get a feel for how this works across the curriculum. We can't really look at integrating across the curriculum until we can integrate across our own field. And so what I've been focused on this year along these lines is what are we supposed to be doing, not just within the choir, but within the entire arts department. And then, once we've got ourselves integrated, then we're going to be more available to go out and integrate across the curriculum to help. And it's going to be a long-term project. It's not going to be something that can be an instant on, we're ready to go with this next year.
Every student obviously is not going to learn in a traditional manner, and there should be a definite balance of how information is being presented in a creative way and in a traditional way. And me incorporating some of that written work into my class is helping them on another level, and as well as the arts can help kids learn other information.